to make sure that your real reactions when you're being really surprised or really being punched at with an uncontrolled environment or at the timing that you're not expecting it, can you pull it off then, right? It starts to look like it's just for the sake of learning a kung fu and not really learning it for self-defense, not really learning it for self-protection and feeling confident in your ability to defend yourself and actually fight. Is going to really be more like this, right? If I go boom, boom, and I move as I do it, then that changes how my Wing Chun looks versus what you're used to seeing on the internet, which looks like this, right? It's good to understand the mechanics at that level, but now the reality is that he's not going to allow me to do that if he's trying to really punch me in my face. That's why a lot of Wing Chun on the internet doesn't look like ours, right? Because our mindset of approaching fighting is completely different from the demonstration side of Wing Chun. That's really what it boils down to. Our mindset, right? Right? We're really sparring. He throws a jab cross quick. His hand comes back. Watch, right? I may touch it. I may not, but I need to build that reaction time to at least get out of the way of those strikes, right? And that's another thing. A lot of Wing Chun guys stay too much right dead center. We're still keeping it realistic when the guy punches, because if you don't and he punches over the shoulder, nicely over your shoulder for you, you'll always think that someone is going to punch that way, or it's going to be that easily done in your mind, and it's not. Right? People have this bad taste, like I said, about Wing Chun Kung Fu, and I really feel like the biggest part of it is not graduating from the demonstration part of your training, right? You learn how to do it in class, but then you don't go and pressure test it with your Sifu. You pressure test it with someone who's unqualified. You pressure test it against other Wing Chungers who are striking at the beginning stage of mindset that you have. So now we're got two beginners doing the same nonsense, right? And then it's about who's faster and stronger. Again, eventually going away from the ideology of Wing Chun. It becomes an ego battle about who's faster and who's quicker with their Wing Chun techniques against another Wing Chun guy, right? Boom, boom, and then I speed it up, and we do it like this at full speed now because we weren't taught no other way. Let's just say, right? You see what I'm saying? Now, if I was aiming for your face, what's that really stopping? I was still just being nice to my partner. Reality is, if I step in to punch you in the face, you see how much, right? And it almost pushes you off balance because we're trying to be too traditional in the Wing Chun sense, or should I say, you're not really moving how you should fully. Everybody just wants to shift in their Wing Chun. Shift, shift. Oh, that's what you're supposed to do. Yes, but you also should be in a position where you can explode on that person with ferocity, right? And what I mean by that is that I'm here, but now I'm ready to push off that leg that moved out the way, right? We're not just shifting in Wing Chun Science. We are shifting and putting ourselves in a position to now close the gap, to finish the job, not go here and then pose and wait for the next one and continue going backward and backward and backward. That's too much like a movie. That's too much what looks unrealistic, right? The difference that you got to understand the mindset that now when he jabs cross and I don't know what he's going to do, something, I just know what I should do, right? I just know how to move in a way that Wing Chun has taught me to cover myself, right? But let's just say I don't know. We're in the street. I'm not going to tell him, yo, you're going to jab cross at me first? What are you going to do? You're going to double jab first? All right. No, I don't know. You get what I'm saying? So instead of me thinking I'm going to pox out things, I'm just thinking I'm fighting. I'm a Wing Chunger. I could put my finger in his eyes. I can stop him from coming in, hit him in his knee, right? I can go into my boxing, right? And jab him and keep him away from me, right? Jab cross and keep him away from me. The thing is that we can't look at it as it doesn't work. You need the right coaches. You need the right people. You need to understand it's not about the style. It's about the people. It's about the person. The Wing Chun schools out there not expanding their mind to sparring and testing it. And the only way you're going to do that, I'm not saying you got to go out and fight in the street, right? But you need to constantly spar and pressure test your Wing Chun, right? Against different sizes, different body types, people with different mindsets about fighting, right? I'm not saying go fight some crazy person. I'm saying go out there and train with other trained individuals that have a different perspective than you do about fighting, so you can test your theory and the things that you've been learning in Wing Chun class to now give that good answer of, nah, this doesn't work, or, oh, I see that it does work. And the detail that we like to express, one of the things that we like to express is the fact that no one's going to stand there. They're not going to allow you to use your Wing Chun in the most ideal fashion, in the most perfect way. Class gives you that false sense of security. Then you go out there and think that every situation that you've been practicing your Wing Chun in, you're going to be able to do that in the street. And then when you get your ass handed to you, you go back on the internet or agree with other individuals that Wing Chun is trash. It definitely doesn't work. I watched my friend get his ass whipped in front of me right now. Well, your friend probably doesn't have the right type of training or enough training, right? The right coach or enough time with his coach, right? The right training partners. There's a lot of levels that come with it, but ultimately you can't just push Wing Chun to the side and say it doesn't work until you really put yourself into the world of testing it out and finding a couple different people, a couple different schools. Ultimately, Wing Chun Science is your best choice, but I would have to say that you really got to be diligent with your research if you're looking into taking Wing Chun as your next martial art. All right, peace and love.